As a reconnaissance Marine, we would always go out with some kind of optic on our service rifle. The way we would train and utilize our service rifle was always in a kind of a reactionary sense. Shooting out to distances 500 and 200 was kind of like our sweet spot, and we had to be able to do that and move. That's what I knew as far as a marksman. That was kind of like my gig: shoot, move, and communicate. As time went on, I started seeing the competitive side of things. So it made sense to evolve the whole class into shooting more practical, kind of leave the tactical nuances out of it, and just talk about shooting. When it came down, it was just teaching the basics. Practical shooting, you want to be fast, you want to be accurate, and you want to be consistent. What I like to do is have the shooters come in and use the bare minimum of gear and equipment to solve a problem.
I don't know the wind. I would aim dead on, and based off that feedback, I would correct and make that wind.
Okay, so your first shot's 600 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now we got what, left to right?
Yeah.
Slight left to right?
Yeah.
Okay. Down that riverbed is probably gonna be about 5.
Okay.
So my first shot at 600 on a 12-inch wide plate with your bullet, I would hold left edge. And if I miss, if I'm still short, if I miss off to the right,
half a mil?
I have a plan.
Yeah.
So half a mil, but where are you taking a half mil? Center target, left edge, right edge, what? And that's what you come up with. And what you'll find is the shooter will be more confident with their reticle, with their equipment. It's very important for me to have them come in and use as little as possible to obtain their goal. They come to my class and we kind of go into like 3 phases: a calibration phase, a training phase where we kind of look at all the different positions you're shooting, and then we get into a competing phase where we kind of give snapshots of stages, put that stress on them. We got a right to left, correct? All right, so I would say it's probably about 6 miles an hour, right? 6 miles an hour. So from there, all you're gonna do is, if you got wind dots, you're gonna hold 3 wind dots, or 2 wind dots for 6 miles an hour. Each one has a 3 mile an hour wind value. You're gonna hold that on the strong side of the target or the center, depending on you. From there, not just myself, but the whole class critiques each other and then come up with ideas. How could you better place your shooting bag on the obstacle? Or how could you have moved more efficient to point A to point B? At the end of the day, I try to give the shooter as many repetitions as possible, but those repetitions come with accountability. So one of the things I really like to do, and I capitalize through the course, is to challenge the shooter. After the first day during the calibration phase, we're gathering data on the guns, and at the same time, I'm gathering data on the shooter. I want to get a feel for the gun and how it's going to behave if I really get on it, okay? Also, with shooting doubles, I like to do doubles because it's going to help me in my reactive shooting game, being able to get fast. See a target, boom, recover sights, boom, recover sights, boom, getting fast at doing that. With doubles, though, we all know it's one side picture, 2 shots, okay? And again, when you're doing this, for me, I like doing it because it reinforces my load, okay? My connection, make sure it's consistent. And if it's not, there's no one that can tell me anything because it's going to show on my performance. I'm going to see this my first shot hit, the second one be off to the left or high or whatnot. And 9 times out of 10, it's due because something's being compromised or I'm not putting forth the proper amount of effort into my load, my connection. All right, now speed it up some. Focus on the target. Look at it. All right, a little off to the left again. All right. All day.
Good shit. Good shit.
Okay, and your trigger control from like a technical perspective is trash when you look at it. But it doesn't matter. Okay, load, connection, and individual. Some of these pistol shooters are really good. I mean, if you look at their trigger control, it doesn't look pretty. But because of their grip and their visual, I mean, they're knocking it out of the park. During the training phase, what I see a lot of times is people have a perception about certain aspects of the training, i.e. winds, angles, terrain features, especially in out here. With that terrain, you get very unique winds. So the wind calls are challenging. All right, so what happened to the wind?
We got some gusts. It's now heading from left to right.
Yeah, almost a tailwind. You saw that dust come over your shoulder, right? All right, so just keep that in mind. Was it a gust or was it a change? We may go up on the red cliffs and look down at a 25-degree angle out to 500 yards, but then they have a cliff side and if they can't use the prone position. Matter of fact, they can't even use a standing position, so they have to improvise, maybe extending their triple pulls out and then using a tripod for rear support. Once they see that they can engage targets using these different positions, then the light bulb comes on and they're very objective to what else can you throw at us? What other positions are out there? And when you break it down in those terms and you force them to experience that, then the limitations or the understanding of getting in a position are very clear to them. All right, so I'm using a double pull here. Some of y'all have triple pulls, whatnot. So all we want to do is, okay, identify our target being right there, right? I want to get off the ground. It's probably not too conducive for me, or I wouldn't be able to see the target if I stayed prone, right? Correct?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just utilize my bipod, get to a point where I need to screw up some more. And again, with a triple pull, you'll be able to pull it out even more. And I'm going to get on my target before I lock in with my non-firing hand on the tripod. I'm going to get on the target through here. Okay, so I need to scoot up some more. Got my hold. And then lock in. Now I'm locked. Just like that. See how you do that? So that was 4 shots. You hit it on the 3rd and 4th shot, and the time was fast. Now you're transitioning to your next target. Shoot, feedback, immediately adjust, and get on it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, do it again. There, it's just like that. So 3 shots, 2 hits, done. So whatever the shooting array or the engagement is, once that's in your head, I gotta get 2 shots on this target. I'm getting 2 shots and I'm moving on, or get my 2 hits and move on.
Yeah.
Good job. Once we start shooting and people are shooting and moving, I'll put obstacles in there for them to negotiate, problem solve. So they may have a barricade that's really easy to get on, but then I may give them maybe a rock on their next position where they have to improvise on the fly. But you want to be fast about everything. So for me, I will use an attach bag on my rifle, and knowing that to go to the prone, I'm going to have my bipod ready to go too. So with my bipod, I'm going to place it forward, and I'm going to go all the way forward. Why? So I can clear the barricade, and I'm going to use my shooting bag. Does that make sense? Okay, boom. So that's my setup, that's my plan initially. Understanding what their strengths are, along with their weaknesses, and then really focus on their weaknesses and get those, at least a strong understanding how to work on when they leave the 3-day class. If there's no failure in training, there's no progression in your training. Making a mistake or not succeeding in getting a time, to me, that's a win. That means that is a point of you now being able to educate yourself further in something rather than you fail.